Hello and welcome to the final part of the Flashback Bundle. In this video we're going to be looking at the Augur, and at the time of recording, which is the 27th of February 25, we've just had some new shields added to the Dilithium store, so I redid the video and included those shields. So I'll be looking at Vanity shields available from the Dilithium store during certain events of the year, and also the one from the Zen store. But it's seen a few of my videos, I've noticed that the graphic for the shield has grown quite a bit. Now, before I dive into the video, there is a couple of things that bug me about this ship, and it's mainly the impulse engines. Because where the impulse engines are, it's applying the Bassard collector effect to them rather than the impulse engine effect. So it's quite prominent on the likes of the Alliance shield or the Bowl Vanity shield. The Bowl especially, because normally get those lovely red impulse engines, whereas on this one you don't, unfortunately. So, rant over for now. In the description down below I've got the chapters for the video, so you can jump to whatever shield it is you want to see. I've also got links in there that I'll cover off at the end of the video. So let's dive into the first shield. So the first shield we'll be looking at is the Alliance Vanity shield, available in the Zen store and as part of the Khitomer Alliance bundle. In the bundle you get the shield, the Khitomer Alliance uniform and an upgrade, and this is currently the only shield available in the Zen store. For the shield itself, we have the white hull material and this grey shading here. We've got the cyan effect there for the deflector. This module at the bottom doesn't change, and neither do the Bassard collectors due to the animation effect. Now this is the part of the ship that's annoying me. This is the Bassard collector effect for this particular shield, but it's where the impulse engine should be. So it's not been mapped correctly on the model, unfortunately. And that's the same on all the shields we'll be looking at in this video. So we can see some more of the grey shading there and some of this red piping as part of the shield. You can see the cyan lighting there for the nacelle. That's more of the gold shading here. As I said, that Bassard collector effect remains unchanged due to the animation effect on this particular model, and we can also see we have some visual glitches in the ship customizer with the glass overlay on the module at the bottom. As we look down, again we've got the grey there, the gold, the cyan there for the nacelles, along with some more of the gold shading. And as we rotate through, we see that glass effect corrects itself. See the nacelles from the underside there. And there's where the impulse engine should be. Next up, we've got the first of the recent additions to the Dilithium store, and this is a Safe Galaxy Refit Vanity shield. Now we've got a two-tone grey hull material with a pattern that we'll see as we move around the ship. Got this yellowish deflector pattern here. Then we've got the gold Bassard collector effect where the impulse engines are. Then we see the yellow there on the nacelle, that will get a better view from the top in a second. Then we can see this pattern on the hull material. Actually, the pattern seems a bit stretched rather than tiled over this part of the hull, just because of its shape. You see the yellow there on the nacelles. And the same here on the underside. And this module's got a bit of yellow lighting effect on it, covered with that blue dome. Moving on to the Dilithium store now, and this is a very popular shield in the game. It's the Vanity shield. We've got the black hull material. As he touches this cyan lighting here at the front. Got white being applied here for the deflector. Also got the cyan here, which is the Bizarre Collector effect for this particular shield. Normally the impulse engines are a absolutely lovely red. I was most disappointed when I noticed it on this shield, that it didn't have that. You can see the cyan there for the cell. As we look down, we can see this X pattern within the hull material. See, these red lines really do stand out nicely against the black hull. Touch more of the cyan lighting there. And cyan there for the nacelles. Touch more of that lighting effect there as well. And more of that etched pattern within the hull material. This is the Borg Vanity shield. Gives your vessel a look of a liberated Borg, not an assimilated Borg vessel. So it does cause a bit of confusion, and they really do need to rename the shield. We have grey here for the hull material, and it's got a pattern effect created by various shapes and sizes of hull plates. Got the blue there for the deflector. So we've got the blue here as well. So that is the Bizarre Collector effect, but for this particular shield, the impulse engines are also this blue colour as well, so it does kind of make it okay on this one. Got the blue there for the nacelles as well. And so look down, you can see that various hull plate pattern going on. Then we have this conduit material here. Got it here as well with some blue illumination, and down here with this gold illumination as well. Get a better view of the blue there on the nacelles. Does look very stretched just because of the shape of the hull in this particular vessel, so it's not as clean as it possibly could be, unfortunately. And on the underside, some more of that conduit material effect there, and then more of the hull plate shapes also. Another recent addition, this is the Courier Raider Vanity shield, so it's one of the older ones, and not to be confused with the green Courier Vanity shield that has just been released. We've got a two-tone light grey hull material here, got the white there on that deflector effect, got the white Bizarre Collector effect there, which is fine on this one because the impulse engines are also white on this shield. Now I've got this black shading here at the end of the nacelles. I've got the white there on the nacelle itself. As we look down, we can see that two-tone hull material. Again, pattern slightly stretched just because of the contours of this part of the ship. And with the white there on the nacelles, you can also see that white lighting underneath this orange cover for the Bizarre Collectors. The same here, I've got the white lighting effect underneath the blue dome here on this module. And some more touches of the black shading as well on the hull. Here we have the Discovery Vanity Shield. So this shield has two different visual appearances depending on your faction alignment. We'll have a look at the Federation align first, and it gives the appearance of Starfleet vessels in Season 1 of Discovery. So we have a two-tone grey hull material. Look at this white and blue honeycomb pattern here for the deflector. Some blue and white lighting there as well. With this blue pattern Bassard collector effect here at the rear instead of the red of the impulse engines. Then we have blue there on the nacelle. Touch more of that blue and white lighting there also. Let's look down, we can see the different shades there, and on the lighter grey we've got the pattern effect also. There's that white and blue pattern effect there, along with the blue for the nacelles. And the same here on the underside. So here's the Discovery Vanity Shield on a Klingon Align character. So this blue and white here at the deflector, where it's normally a yellow and white pattern effect. With this brown patterned hull material. The red and white pulsating effect of the Bassard collectors, rather than the yellow and white pattern of the impulse engines. We don't see the nacelle colour from the side here on this particular shield. And so look down, we see the pattern effect there with the orange, yellow and white there on the nacelles. Then we see the full pattern effect there on the hull material, and this does look a bit stretched again on these sections. Then we're seeing again there with that extensive pattern effect on the hull material. Here we have the Discovery Refit Vanity Shield, another recent addition to the Dilithium store. As I've said in recent videos, due to the binding issue at the moment with these shields, I'm unable to test this on a Klingon Align character to see if it has a different visual like the other Discovery Vanity Shield does. But once that issue is resolved, I'll test it, and if it does have a different visual, I'll do another video just covering the ships I've done recently to show that off. So we've got a darker grey hull material with the white there, and it's also got a bit of a blue pattern through it for the deflector. Got the white Bassard collector effect there rather than the red impulse engines. And we see the blue and a touch of white pattern there for the nacelle, and we'll get a better view of that in a moment. You can see the white effect underneath the orange cover of the Bassard collector there. Let's look down, we see the different shades of grey there, kind of reminiscent of the Sovereign refit material, and that gets quite nice. And you see here we've got the blue with the white there on the nacelles. Got the white lighting effect there underneath the blue dome there. And more of that two-tone pattern effect as well. Another recent addition, the Emerald Chain Vanity Shield. Full name is on the screen. So we've got this two-tone grey hull material, a bit similar to the Safe Galaxy colouring there. See this almost golden pattern effect there on the deflector. white yellow Bizarre Collector effect for the impulse engines, and the white yellow there for the nacelles. And you can start to see some of the pattern effect on the hull from the side here. Let's look down, we see this texture pattern in certain parts of the hull. And the other pattern within the material, and then the different shades of grey there. Also, some more of that yellow illumination there. Light yellow, almost white there for the nacelles. You know, got that yellowish white colour here, just underneath the blue dome there. Then more of that pattern effect of the hull material on the underside. Here we have the Emperor's Vanity shield. So I've got this grey hull material, this lovely orange deflector effect here, which marries up quite nicely actually with the Bizarre Collectors. Got the yellow Bizarre Collector effect here at the rear instead of the cyan blue of this shield. Then you make out some of this blue illuminated dot pattern throughout the hull material. Have a lighter yellow effect there for the nacelles. Then we can see some of this purple shading on the hull also. And there's some more of that blue illuminated dot pattern. So it's almost like a starfield effect across the full model of the ship. So look down again, we can see that yellow there for the nacelles, and some more of that purple shading. And you can faintly make out the blue dot pattern throughout the material also. Let's look at the underside here. So again, some more touches of the purple. A slight touch of orange underneath this glass piece here. There's more of that blue illuminated dot pattern also. Next up, it's the Ferengi Vanity shield. So we have the orange hull material that we see on Ferengi vessels in the TV shows. We've got some gold shading and a touch of gold lighting there. Then we've also got this grey material also within the shield. Got this deep yellow effect here of the Bizarre Collectors at the rear. Some more touches of grey. Then we have the lighter yellow there for the nacelle. You see some more touches of the grey shading along with the rest of the gold shading there. As we look down, we can see the pattern effect in the orange sections of the hull material. Some more of the gold shading there as well. The yellow for the nacelles. And then there's some of this rivet pattern material also. It does appear in several different sections of the hull itself. And with the same here on the underside, and that rivet pattern's a bit more pronounced in certain areas as well. Here we have the Hur'q Vanity shield. And we'll have a green hull material, some purple shading, and this illuminated green pattern as well. Green there on the deflector and the pattern down here on this module. Got the green Bizarre Collector effect here where the engine should be. Some more of that illuminated green pattern there as well. Then we have the green there for the nacelle. Let's look down, some more of that green illuminated pattern here at the rear. You can see this black shading giving a pattern effect in certain parts of the rest of the hull material. And with the same here on the underside, with more of that black shading giving this pattern effect also. Here we have the Kelvin Divergence Vanity Shield. So, like the Discovery one, it does have different visual appearances depending on your faction alignment. So, for Federation aligned, you get the look of the Starfleet vessels in the reboot films. We've got the grey patterned hull material. We have this white effect here for the deflector, where it should be a nice blue like that of the Enterprise in the reboot film. Unfortunately, I had hoped to avoid this god-awful Bussard collector effect on this shield, with the Bussard collectors not actually changing on this particular model. But since this is screwed up and applying it here at the rear, where the impulse engine should be, we have to suffer it now. We have a blue and white effect here for the nacelle. And you can see that effect a bit better here from the top on the nacelles. And then you can see the pattern within the grey hull material. And the same here on the underside. So here we have the Kelvin Divergence Vanity Shield on a Klingon Line character. So we see the different shades of green here for the hull material. This deflector area is being blacked out. It's normally an absolutely lovely red effect on this particular shield. We have the yellow Bussard collector effect here rather than the red impulse engines. Make it this pattern here on the nacelle. We'll get a better look at that in a moment. Then we see that blue and grey pattern effect there on the nacelles. A touch of the yellow illumination here. Then the different shades of green and the odd touch of grey there on the hull material. And with the same here on the underside. So this is the Prodigy Vanity Shield, another recent addition to the Dilithium store. So I've got this nice grey hull material. We have this blue and white effect here, which is more the Bussard collector effect rather than the deflector effect. And there's that Bussard collector effect there, so the blue and the white. Now with the blue there for the nacelle. Slow it down, again got the nice pattern effects there of the hull material. I've actually got the name and the registry number outlined in black with the white, so it does stand out a bit nicer on this material. Now got the black registry number on the underside here. Got the blue there for the nacelles. And it's a white effect underneath this blue dome on this module. Here we have the Section 31 Vanity Shield, another popular one in the game. So the deflector in this case is being blacked out completely rather than being a nice cyan blue effect. With two-tone there on the hull material. We're blacked out because of this Bizarre Collector effect rather than having the red impulse engines. Now the cyan lighting there for the nacelle, and then this striped material also. Now we see the two-tone pattern there with this additional stripe material. There's that cyan effect there for the nacelles. And the same here on the underside. This is the Shrike Vanity Shield, another recent addition to the Dilithium store and the last of the recent additions that we'll be looking at today. So this reddish and almost burgundy hull shading. The red, orange through to white here at the front. Got the almost deep yellow to white Bizarre Collector effects here. And we see the orange there on the nacelle itself. And there's also some touches of grey shading with that pattern effect also. So look down, we see the two-tone there, and that's following the standard pattern of the 7A material on this ship, so it does look quite nice. And the nice deep orange effect there on the nacelles. And got a bit of the orange effect here underneath this blue dome. Bit more of the grey shading there also. Next up we have the Tzenkethi shield, and it's a very, very busy visual shield, this one. So you can see here this green and the grey shading there for the hull material. Then we have this illuminated panel effect as well, and you can see some of it does pulsate. So we've got the white pattern effect of the Bizarre Collectors here. Now, the normal engine colour is white on this one, so it makes it slightly better. Get more of that pulsating light effect there. Then we've got the white on the nacelles. As we look down, we can see the carved pattern within the hull material. Got more of that pulsating light effect. Then we've got some black shading here as well. Then we can see the white shading there on the nacelles. And the same here on the underside. And this is the final shield in the Dilithium store, and this is the Zhat Vash Vanity Shield. So we've got this olive green and sandy brown hull material. Have this red effect here for the deflector when it should normally be green. This white and green Bizarre Collector effect instead of the red for the impulse engines. And with the bright green effect there for the nacelle. So look down, we get a better view of that nacelle effect there. And then with these colours and this pattern effect, it always puts me in mind of an army camouflage. And with the same here on the underside. And that concludes our look at the Augur. So thank you all very much for watching. And I say it was very annoying for myself. You guys can see from the picture on the screen that this effect here is the normal Bizarre Collector effect for the skin that's been applied, so it's not actually the impulse engine effect. So that's why the shields don't marry up with the correct effects, unfortunately. So rant over and on to the more exciting stuff. In the description below you'll find numerous links there, so I have my tipping service to help out with the channel. I also have my X and Blue Sky social media links, my Real Merch affiliate code there for 10% off your order. Then we have links to the STO wiki and the main Star Trek Online news blog, and then links for more content. So we have links there for Casual Sab, Nick NB and MC Stu. Their YouTube and Twitch channels are listed there. These guys have a vast amount of content covering builds, news, reviews, Q&As, live streams. They're all very knowledgeable, extremely friendly guys, so go and check them out. And until the next video or the next live stream, thanks again for watching.